Okay, so hello guys, so today we'll be doing bearing. Okay, so bearing, it is a direction of movement taken in a clockwise direction. Okay, so there are two things that we have to know under bearing. One of them, it is called the due left movement. Okay, so it is called, there is what we call the due left movement and the due right movement. Okay, so the due left movement, it is the left path. Okay, so it is a movement where you would move from left to right. The due right movement, it is a movement taken. Okay, so it is a movement, it is a movement taken on the left, on the right hand side, a movement taken from right to left. That is what we call a due right movement. Okay, for example, we've been told or rather given to say find the bearing of B from A. It simply means that we are actually going where it says from. Okay, so therefore we go where it says from A. We go where A is. Okay, let me use the other marker. We go where A is. As we go where, as we go where A is, we draw an imaginary line. As we draw such an imaginary line, because we've been told to say find the bearing of B from A. So this simply means that because our path, it is, because the path given, it is the left hand, it is the left hand path. So this simply means that we move from left going to right where our B is. So we take it in this case, and then after that we calculate for this angle given in this case. We calculate for this angle in which the direction was made. Therefore we focus on this line. Okay, so we calculate for this angle here. Okay, so in order for us to calculate the angle in which this direction, in which this movement was made, we are going to first calculate for this angle here. Okay, so how are we going to calculate for this angle here? We are going to focus onto this right angled triangle. Okay, so this right angled triangle, two of its sides are parallel, being represented by these two lines. So this simply means that if this is x, this is also x here. So in this case we say angles in a right angled triangle add up to 180. Okay, so we are going to take this as x, also this as x. Is therefore say x plus x plus 40 is equivalent to 180. Okay, because angles in a right angled triangle add up to 180. As such, we have it as 2x is equal to 180 minus 40 minus 40. Okay, okay, so therefore we are going to have it as, we are going to say 2 divided by 2. Okay, therefore x will be equal to 70. Okay, okay, so therefore x is equal to 70. Okay, so having calculated x as 70, so this simply means that we have 70 here and we also have 70 here. Okay, so we also have 70 here. Okay, so therefore this is known, this is unknown, this is unknown. So therefore we focus onto this angle formed, or rather this allied angle here, this allied angle formed. We therefore say two opposite. Okay, so we therefore say two angles two allied angles add up to 180. Therefore, proceed by saying 30 plus, let me take this as P. Therefore, say 30 plus P is equal to 180. Therefore, we say P is equivalent to 180 minus 30. We get it as 150. Okay. So our angle. Okay, so this angle will be 150. Okay, so the distance from this point to this point, from this point to this point, it is 150. From this point to this point, it is 70. What of from this point to this point, it is unknown. As such, we say a complete revolution add up to 360. Okay, so we therefore calculate for this angle here. Okay, for the angle in which this movement was made, by by adding 70 plus 150. Okay, 70 plus 150, that is 220. Okay, meaning the distance from this point up to this point, it is 270, minus the complete revolution, which is 360, that is 140. So meaning that from this point to this point, the angle in which the direction in which this such a movement was made, it was 140. Okay, 140 degrees. That is our answer for question A. Okay, so question B leads to say find the bearing of O from B. We go where it says from B. Okay, as such we go where it says from where B is. Okay, as such we draw an imaginary line. Okay, as we draw an imaginary line, we move. Okay, so as we draw an imaginary line, we identify the path given. So because this is the light path, it is called the due light movement. In this case, we move from light to left, going where the same B is. Okay, we take a movement in this form. So after that, we are going to find the angle, meaning this angle here, in which this direction was made, or rather in which this movement was made. So we are going to calculate for this angle in which such a movement was made. Okay, so how are we going to calculate for this same angle, which is this one? Okay, so we are going to focus on these angles given, this angle and this angle, though it is unknown. Okay, so we therefore say allied angles. Okay, meaning this angle here and this one, these are angles which, when you add them, these are just angles that add up to 180. So meaning that when we add 140 plus this, let me call it as B, let me call it B. Okay, so 140 plus B, they add up to 180. As such, we say B is equal to 180 minus 140. We therefore say B is equal to 40. Okay, so we therefore say B is equal to 40, meaning that this angle here, it is 40. Okay, so in order for us to be able to calculate this angle in which such a movement was made, we are going to say 40 plus 40, it is 80 minus the complete revolution. Okay, so we are going to say 80. Okay, we are going to say 80 minus the complete revolution. We are going to have it as 280. That is going to be our bearing. Okay,